Those things are terrifying, especially with Harley Quinn behind them. She's cute, she's maniacal, and she will probably wear your guts as a scarf.
Yeah, more than likely.
Which, I don't know if that's a bad thing right about now.
I don't know, your idea, of sexy is kind of disturbing.
You know what? Yeah, I agree.
Oh, good. Now you put down the notes. Now the real, fun of the show.
Oh, yeah, now the real fun starts.
Yeah.
We have no notes. This is off the wall. We have to talk about the elephant in the room that has been mentioned a few times.
The movie that now we are going to actually name. And that name, God help us all, is the Fantastic Four.
Which is not new to our show. I have been ranting and raving.
We have been ranting and raving about this.
More me than you.
Oh, I don't know. Probably. And we've been ranting and raving since probably our first episode of this.
Ever since they announced the Fantastic Four and their casting choices.
And here's the thing. I mean, we're going to go a little bit into this. Of course...
Are we? Can we afford to go further into this rabbit hole?
Honestly, yeah, we're going to have to.
I may never return again.
Hey, as long as, Alice is there, I think we're going to be okay.
Oh, I'd definitely be okay. Wait, which Alice? Are we talking Alice in Wonderland Alice or Alice from Resident Evil? Because if it's Resident Evil, I'm screwed.
I think
you flirt with her and you're dead.
I think either Alice. Actually, I probably prefer the Alice from Resident Evil, just because she'd probably keep us alive longer.
Yeah, Alice from Resident Evil will kill you if you flirt with her too much. Alice from Wonderland is too stoned to even know you're there.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know what's worse.
Let's kind of drag ourselves back out of the rabbit hole because I want to rant. Okay,
let's set the stage first. Okay, they're remaking the Fantastic Four again. This is the remake that really has got me irked by their choice in not so much casting, but the characters. Sue Storm is adopted, which is the most pathetic, asinine decision you could possibly do.
And here, this is it. We've been debating about how exactly you could have, a black, Johnny Storm and a white Sue Storm.
Which goes against the comic books. Not because it's an interracial thing. You know what? I'd love to see it in any other movie. By all means. But in the Fantastic Four, when these are blood siblings, and has always been blood siblings, never changed, never altered in the comic books, why now?
Honestly, and again, I mean, the simple answer is that they wanted Michael B. Jordan that badly.
That's fine. I completely understand that. But Sue Storm has to stick with that storyline then. You can change the color, but don't change the storyline.
I don't know. I mean, and maybe there's some good reason for it. Maybe they just wanted that particular actress. I don't know.
And according to reviews, that decision has just bit them in the butt.
And here's the thing. It's not the actors.
No. The actors are wonderful.
The act. I don't think it has anything to do with it. It's the story. See, and here's the thing. Every single freaking, review of this has been horrible.
Yes. And, a lot of people are saying, well, obviously the critics don't know what they're talking about. But, I'm sorry. Every critic? Yeah. You can't have every critic wrong. Guaranteed there's going to be one right. And if every critic is saying that the movie is awful, then obviously the movie is awful. And I do not want to believe that. I am going to see the movie, but I do not have high hopes. I've had, disagreements about this. I have not agreed with what the choices they've made. Obviously the critics don't either. Is this possibly the final straw? And Fox, screw you Fox, loses control of Fantastic Four, and Fantastic Four goes back to Marvel, where it belongs.
Well, here's the thing. Just because they brought out the movie they are going to be able to retain the movie rights to Fantastic Four, even if this completely bombs. They completely, will have control of it. And here's the thing. Fantastic Four is the oldest Marvel property. Now, you may not be aware of this, but the reason why the X-Men and Fantastic Four and, Daredevil and the Punisher and a bunch of others were being, made into movies by studios without the immediate involvement of Marvel is because Marvel was in a bad way back in, the 1990s and early 2000s. And they were selling off movie right properties, to try to stay afloat. And it wasn't until they came out with the Civil War storyline that they finally were able to kind of, gain some ground again. But by that time, they lost, a lot of their, big properties. And, I mean, they've been able to get Daredevil back because of lack of interest. They were able to get the Punisher back for the same reason.
Which leads us to the Fantastic Four. And if this movie flops the way everybody is saying, nobody's going to see it. Nobody is going to even bother watching any other future Fantastic Four made by Fox.
And again, I mean, that's really annoying. That's too bad because, again, this is the oldest Marvel property ever. I mean, this is one of the first things that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby ever created together.
But see, this is nothing against Marvel. Marvel has done a great job as Fantastic Four. Fox has done nothing. Fox has accomplished one thing. Only one thing. And that is being worse than Sony.
Yeah, and here's the thing. There was actually a story, Kate Mara, who plays Sue Storm, was on one of those morning talk shows. I can't remember which one. I think it was Regis and Kathy Lee or whatever the hell.
Oh, so basically garbage.
Yeah, but anyways, and she went off and told a story about how she and Miles Teller on, I believe it was the second day of San Diego Comic-Con last month, they decided that, they wanted to get out and kind of get the Comic-Con feel. But they were afraid that they were going to, get, swarmed when they went out there.
Yeah, they had the opposite effect.
Yeah, no one recognized them whatsoever.
And that's a scary thought when it's such a huge franchise of the Fantastic Four. When you walk out in a Comic-Con and no one knows who you are, something is wrong.
I mean, at one point, on one hand, though, I mean, that would be kind of refreshing because a lot of actors can't do that. But on the other hand, this is something that they're trying to really push.
Yeah, when you're playing someone
especially
as big,
Comic-Con.
When you're playing someone as big as Fantastic Four, and no one recognizes you at Comic-Con, which is basically designed for things like that, then yeah, something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
And I feel sorry for the actors and actresses. I do not feel sorry for the directors. I do not feel sorry for the screenwriters. You have failed your jobs.
Hey, here's the thing. I mean, the writer has went on, and the director have repeatedly went off and have justified this and saying how it's a great movie and now everything. And yet, everything I've been hearing has been suggesting that this is just one really long, boring trailer. That none of the action, there wasn't enough action and everything. I remember when they came out with the Fantastic Four with Jessica Alba, the first one, and how, the whole, when I first saw it, I thought it was pretty good, but when I thought about it, they don't even really fight Doctor Doom until the last 10 minutes of the movie, and that fight is over in less than 5 minutes.
Sounds like a bad porno.
It's just, it was, you're really, I don't know. Being live and everything is just completely insane with you,
Well,
man.
I am insane.
But I'm looking at this, and it sounds like they're doing almost the exact same thing here, where they went off and they were trying so hard to go off and create this, dark, serious tone that they completely missed the boat again.
Oh, I agree.
And I am screaming because, why can't they find a way to make a freaking good Fantastic Four movie?
Yes.
These are 4 really freaking great characters.
I know we're heated. I know we're excited. Or lack of excited, whatever you want to call it. But we need to wrap this up.
Oh, do we have to?
Unfortunately.
Man, because, I mean, here's the thing. You did bring up the point about about whether this might lead to Marvel getting the rights back for Fantastic Four.
Yes.
I just read this not that long ago, a couple of years ago. Marvel was really trying to get the rights back for Silver Surfer and for Galactus, and they were actually willing to trade with Fox. I think Fox is the one that owns the rights.
Fox owns the Fantastic Four,
but they were willing to trade the movie rights for Daredevil to get the rights for Silver Surfer and Galactus. Now there's talk that Fox wants to go off and do a TV series. Now, they own the movie rights, but they don't own the television rights.
So Marvel could turn around and say, give us the rights to the movie, and we'll give you the rights to the TV.
And so, I mean, there's a lot of talk. I mean, it may, they say that they're in talks. There's nothing, cut in stone here. And so, I mean, it may be just as simple as to make sure that X-Men is never going to be on the same night as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter is going to be. Or they might go deeper and say, no, we want Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I agree. So anyways, we're going to wrap this up. That was our first live show. I believe we need to do things a little differently next time. But whatever. You can follow us on Twitter, at RealCaptFizz, at RealCaptainFizz.
You can follow me at ThatMaskGuy, and of course you can follow the show at FizzMaskShow.
We're back on YouTube. I've been, somehow, through the magic fingers of Yoda, I've been able to get YouTube working again, so I'm massively uploading all the recent ones. So yeah, we're back on YouTube.
Yeah, and so probably within the next couple of days, there'll be playlists up for each one of those episodes.
Boom.
And those playlists will then get uploaded to Tumblr. I am actually in the midst of trying to come up with a couple of creative little things for both YouTube and Tumblr. One might be featuring Captain Fizz having an argument with
Siri. Yep.
So
I actually had a recent argument with Siri, so we're not even going to go there. I have cursed out Siri.
And I wanted to get that on video.
We're going to do it.
We're going to do that.
We're going to do it.
We're going to do it. I don't know when we're going to do it, where we're going to do it. You still owe me a monkey dance.
We'll do a monkey dance. We got a whole bunch of people coming up. We're going to try to do a new live show on next Wednesday. Can't promise. I'm not going to promise anything anymore because things don't happen.
Honestly, I mean, this has been a really off week.
Our timer just went
off.
Our
timer went off. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, I have missed doing this. We were supposed to do episode Tuesday, and I was just, as sick as a dog.
Yeah. So he had to feel better. But anyways, that's it.
That's it.
We're going to have to, yep.
So long, farewell.
Avita say.
Good night, God bless, and may the force be with you.
Stay frosty, my people, and don't forget us.